This is not an investment advice. This is literally the motto of every finance expert on YouTube after literally giving you an investment advice. If you've been like me and I've watched a bunch of these types of videos, come closer. Yes, we've all been duped. After watching so many of these videos, you find yourself still feeling very uncertain about what you've just watched. Like, how do I really manage or grow my money? You find yourself questioning, even after watching a bunch of videos which is supposed to, teach you how to do this. With clickbait thumbnails, unrealistic figures that you can't even seem to understand, and courses to sell in every finance video, you find that the world of finance on YouTube has now become this avenue for people to get the higher portion of the YouTube money. Because if you've been on YouTube, you know that the world of finance has the higher CPM. And while this might seem controversial that I'm talking on this topic, because I tend to talk about money a lot on this channel, or I plan to even talk more about money on this channel, I'm just trying to get you to understand that not necessarily that I am an expert. That is why I talk about this. I talk about it because I'm interested to know how to grow my money or how to manage my money. So I only tell you what I've learned or what is working and what is not working. So I don't tag myself an expert. So for me to be talking on this topic, you might feel like, okay, I'm not really making sense, or I'm talking something that is very controversial. But stay with me here, because I want you to understand that, not every information out there that is put out is supposed to be beneficial for you, or is even realistic to your own situation or to your own life. So whatever I tell you on this platform, just know that it is something that I've tried myself, something that is working. I will let you know. If it is not working, I will let you know. And since I work in the finance sector, I feel like I'll be getting the information that you might need here and there. So I plan to put it all out on this platform. So I know I've said don't trust finance YouTubers, while literally saying trust me. But trust me, while this might be sounding somehow, like there's one YouTuber who I've seemed to learn a whole lot from, when it comes to finance. Even though he does not lay it down for you ABC like easy as that, he points you in the right direction on how to become better at managing your money, or how to grow your money, or at least learning the necessary information. Now it's left for me to turn it to practical, because I know I've definitely learned a lot from him. So if you know who I'm talking about, I'd love for you to comment it in the comment section. And while at it, try to subscribe to the channel for more videos on how to better manage your money, or things that are working for me and things that might work for you, while we also share some lifestyle content here and there, productivity, just whatever, to help a girlie become among the 1%. Yes. So after all this now, why did I say you should not listen to finance YouTubers, or why have I stopped listening to finance YouTubers? I have 5 points I will use to try and convince you as to why you should not take everything as it is on YouTube, especially when it comes to finance. So the first is the millionaire fast lane. If you've watched a bunch of these videos, trust me, most of the things that you're being taught is the slow lane of becoming rich. I talked about that, YouTuber who has always pointed me in the right direction, or, giving me the necessary tools to learn how to become rich. Yes. So this same person pointed me in the direction of this book called The Millionaire Fast Lane. While I don't have the physical copy, because I tend to read the e-copy, at least for now, this book, The Millionaire Fast Lane, is the only book that I've seen that has really broken down about money or how to make money. So have you ever watched these videos where the YouTubers or the people that are telling you about finance always find a way to insert a course into their videos, and even though 1,000 people watch the videos, at least 50 to 100 people will go and buy their courses? Trust me, that's how they make their money. It's not from YouTube AdSense. Even though the finance world on YouTube has the higher CPM, this is literally how many finance YouTubers make their money, by selling you courses. And this was illustrated in the book The Millionaire Fast Lane. And you know how I mentioned that YouTuber who has pointed me in the right direction of how to make money or how to grow my money? Yes, so he pointed me in the direction of this book. I've never heard of it before now, so I decided to go and read it. As he had said, it's not just about watching these videos. You still have to practicalize the things that you are being taught. So I went on to read that book, The Millionaire Fast Lane, and the book was an eye-opener as to why every YouTuber out there seemed to have a course to sell to me. So you find that most YouTubers or finance YouTubers, they are only selling you courses. Apart from selling you courses, most of the things they teach you is what in that book is called The Slow Lane Method of Becoming Rich. Because we're only told about stock predictions, just everything around stock market, or saving, investing in stock. Just everything is just surrounding in ways that you have to end up reaping the benefit of your labor after 30, 60 years. Nobody really tells you that there's a faster way to make this money. And from reading that book, I got to understand that, wow. So I've been wasting away, just focusing on the slow lane of making money without really thinking about it, that there are people that make this money overnight. You keep wondering, why is it that a 30 years old guy is riding a Lamborghini and this person is not a celebrity, this person is not anything in the public eye that is supposed to make him money? That is because they all use the fast lane to become rich. And what is literally this fast lane? So in the book, the author divided the process of making money into three. So the first is the sidewalk, the second is the slow lane, and the third is the fast lane. So the sidewalk is just those who are ready to work in a restaurant and make money, maybe work 8 hours a day and make money, and then save money here and there. They don't really care about becoming rich, or they've not just even had information of how to become rich faster, so they are very comfortable in that lane. They don't really think much about it. While the slow lane is what many of us practice, where we work 9 to 5, we save for emergency fund, we invest in the stock market, we all those things that we just end up giving you the benefit of what you are doing after 30, 40 years when you've retired. So you're basically just living the life within your means now, which is fine and all. So some people will prefer the slow lane, while some people will want to adopt the fast lane, which is basically either investing in a business, starting your business, creating a product that somebody can buy that will immediately make you rich, that will immediately give you a higher return for you spending time to create that product. So for the author, he talked about how for him developing a website which was now sold was how he became rich, and then going on to invest in other things. That was quite an interesting thing. I never thought of the fact that no wonder you find that most of these people that become rich very fast, why they become rich through the internet. Others also invest in businesses or buy businesses from people who have worked hard to create these businesses, and then they go on to sell it. And then you find that this person is very rich because a business that maybe he might have taken 3 years, 4 years to develop and then grow to a point that he can sell it for $1 million. That person just becomes rich like that. I don't know if you are getting the point of using the millionaire fast lane. I will highly recommend everybody to go and read that book. It's not just about listening to all I've said. Just knowing that there's a sidewalk to making money, there's the slow lane, and then there's this fast lane. Of which one of the ways that the author talked about in that book was the idea of even me reading his book. So he made a book which is one of the fast lane methods of him making money, because now the book will sell for generations and generations on end, and he will keep making money while we read the book. If you don't end up practicalizing what he talks about, that is your business. But for him, he has given you the information that you need to help you to grow money. That is why you find that many finance YouTubers are selling you courses. So I'm basically spilling the tea here. So if you find anybody selling you courses, don't believe that it is the YouTube money that is making them rich. It is the courses they are selling to you that is making them rich. So that is just all about it, about the millionaire fast lane. So the second reason why you should not listen to finance YouTubers and listen to me is because most of the things that I talked about is not adaptable in Nigeria or in Africa. So every finance YouTube, or at least if you've been on YouTube and the person is not a Nigerian, you find that most times you keep hearing things like, this is how to evade tax, use 401k as a method to make money. You keep hearing about debit card, American Express. These things are not things that we have access to in Africa. So it is not adaptable in this place. But then we keep watching these videos while they keep repeating. It feels like I've now learned about 401k even when I'm not living in America. there's no way I would end up having the 401k if I don't end up moving to America. So this is something that, most of the things that are being talked about when it comes to finance on YouTube is not usually adaptable in our part of the world. If you live in Africa, if you live in Nigeria, you've never heard of these things, you don't have any reason to evade tax or know how to manage your money in such a way that you'll be needing how to understand, credit card, debit card and all of that. Or, we pay everything cash here. Like, all you just need to know is how to grow your money, how to better manage the little 2k you have. But then every now and then you keep hearing things about 401k, you keep hearing things that are not. So I've watched a lot of Nisha's video, Ali Abdal's video, Graham Stefan's videos, and every one of these people keep repeating the same things that I cannot have access to in this place. And that is one problem I have with finance YouTube. So unless maybe people like us now groom ourselves and become better at giving you the information you need, which is adaptable to our environment, we keep having to listen to this foreign advice that is not, we cannot adapt to our current living situation here in Nigeria or in Africa. Just like not being adaptable in Nigeria, the third point is the things that are being talked about are not available, or we don't have access to them in Nigeria or even in Africa. Like this platform, okay, when people tell you about stock trading and all of that, why we now have many platforms being adapted to Nigeria, most times you find that the platforms that are being talked about on this foreign or American finance YouTube videos that you keep watching are platforms like Trading 212, which you don't have access to in Nigeria. Thank God for Bamboo, who have decided to give Nigerians a chance. At least we have that option. But when you keep listening to videos who are not talking about Bamboo or how to use Bamboo, and then they keep telling you about Trading 212 in their videos, they make paid promotions with Trading 212, but then you don't have access to them. So these options that are mostly talked about, just like the 401k and other methods of making money or saving money, are not options that are available in our immediate environment. So you find yourself like you keep watching these videos but you can't even use the advice that you are being taught about. So this is one of the problems I have about watching finance YouTube. I've watched a lot of these videos that I now know about all these foreign platforms that I can't even have access to or use in this part of the world. So on YouTube, finance as a niche on its own is the most profitable of all the niches. So you find that most people who are not even really interested in finance or who are not interested in teaching you how to make money are the ones giving you the advice on how to make money. Just like I've said, I started making these videos and talking about money based on the fact that I've tried some things, they are working for me, so I share them with you. And maybe comments I get here and there, share this, share that, I share it with you on this platform. Not necessarily that I started this platform to share about money. So I only share about what is working for me, and what is not working, I will tell you as well. But then on YouTube, because the world of finance has the highest CPM amongst other niches, you find that most people go into it without really having a care in the world about it. I've tried, I had another channel which I've talked about on this, particular one, and I've tried one of the niches I tried on there is finance as well, and that is because I've always been interested in these things. But even when it did not really work out on that channel, which is due to me changing niches up and down, trying to make the channel to grow and all that, but I still find myself coming back to talking about finance because I am deeply interested in how to become rich, and I just share what is working for me. But then because this platform or this YouTube is where finance has the higher niche, people tend to share information that they are not really passionate about. When they want to make the videos, they just go and do research about it, and that's about it. If you check on my page, all the videos I've talked about when it comes to finance, it is something that I have done. Not necessarily that I'm giving you an advice on how to select stocks, because I don't know about selecting stocks. I don't want to make predictions that will only end up making somebody to lose money, and at the end of the day, my conscience will keep pricking me. But because of the niche, you find that there are greedy people who just wants to make these videos without really a care for the world in teaching you how to become better at managing your money or how to grow your money. So if you've watched a lot of these videos, you find that the figures that are usually called are $10,000 and above. I've never seen any finance video where they're talking about money that is below $10,000, or I don't know if it's the one that my algorithm is showing me, but most of the finance videos I tend to watch, there are figures that how to make $36,000 in a week, how to make this in a month, but then I live in Nigeria. And me being a salary earner whose salary is fixed, like no matter how much I save, if I don't end up, trying out the millionaire fast lane, which is the only method for me to make such an amount of money, I cannot, relate with these figures. So you find yourself always thinking like, is this figures really real? Is this something that is achievable? You only find yourself being insecure about yourself, about your level in money. Yes, while some of them can be inspirational for you to think and grow rich and all of that, but then you still have to consider the fact that these things are not within your reach, or at least in your environment is not things that are easily accessible to you. So you find yourself always feeling stressed, and then people keep preying on your insecurities when you are thinking about how to grow your urgent 2K, but then somebody's telling you about $10,000, $1 million. So they are not usually relatable, which is a huge problem. So if you've watched up to this point, you should have understood why I said you should not listen to finance YouTubers, or at least whatever you're listening to, you should take it with a grain of salt. That is just all I'm saying. Yes, while some of them might give you necessary advice that will be very good for you, you should still, do your own research. That is why I talked about how I like that my finance YouTuber who always just points me in the right direction, not necessarily telling me do this, do that, because most of the things that we talk about are not relatable based on my environment and even my pocket size. So at the end of the day, even though we have these novices that are masquerading as experts on YouTube, there are still one or two persons out there who can give you the necessary advice you need on how to better manage your money, or even point you in the direction on how to become rich, while expecting that you have to still do the practical work of actually doing the things that they talk about in their videos. Even though they don't lay it down for you like ABC, at least they will point you in the right direction, like the guy I talked about. Let me still hear from you in the comments if you know who I'm talking about. I also like to recommend myself, especially if you are living in Nigeria, because I talk based on what's working for me in Nigeria and what is not working, and I leverage my experience of working in the finance sector to tell you whatever I tell you on this channel, not necessarily that I tag myself as an expert. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What do you think about this, finance YouTube space? Do you think you're getting value for your time watching these videos, or do you think it's just another BS that is, not working or not really giving you any necessary information, like you want it? Or do you even think that there are things that needs to be changed on the platform, especially when it comes to finance YouTubers, like a regulation for people that talk about finance on the platform, being that not many of them are experts, or not all of them are experts? So I would love to hear your opinion on the matter, especially when it comes to finance YouTube. So if you found this video very insightful, I have another video where I share what I do in my 30s to save money. So if I want to check that out, it is a very insightful video. And while at it, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and more lifestyle content, productivity, just a girl trying to grow and become a better person and become a rich person at the end of the day. So I would love to hear from you in the comments. Bye guys.